Yeah, baby, we're starting the podcast right now. We're back. You know what, dude? Live. Welcome everybody to the show. YKWD. I started social media and podcasting. The fact. The YKWD podcast. YKWD's back again. Old school, back in the day, where it all started. Before them all. YKWD. This podcast is so fun and crazy. It has no rules. Shut up! You're ruining this.
Where's the bandana, man?
Sorry, it's a comedy podcast. This isn't NPR.
That's what this podcast does.
Is there any better show? This is the original. What's up? Ready? What's up, everybody? We're back. You know what, dude? Podcast YKWD in the Comedy Cellar Studios above the world famous Comedy Cellar. We've been here for a long goddamn time, and I'm very excited. I get to have a lot of comedians on a lot of times, people people that are, associated with me. But every once in a while, there's somebody that I like, that a lot of people up and coming, blah, blah. I don't know what the fuck he is, but apparently he's known about me. I am just become a fan of him in the last 2 years, and he's on my show, and I'm excited to have him. I think we're going to be friends. It might not work out. I don't know. I think we're going to be friends. Danny, who do we got?
Ben Bankas on the show today.
He has no idea who you are.
What's going on?
Which is nuts to me. Dude, what's up, buddy? Listen, here's the thing. I've just discovered, became a fan of yours. A legitimate, watching your stuff.
Very cool.
Loving your shit. And then I'm checking your stuff out. I'm watching all your stuff. I watch you get specials. You got another special you have out on. I watched it. You sent it to me. I didn't respond to it. I didn't. I know. I didn't. You sent it to me. You got Lugat's back. You were like, hey, check this out if you want to. And I did.
As long as I got the scene. I saw a scene. So
I did see it and I watched it. And it's
very kind of you.
I'll tell you what, it's fucking great.
I appreciate that.
Here's what I like. And your other special is great. You have a bunch of stuff. You're doing it. You're just putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
But I'm watching you. You're from Canada. I'm watching you on, and I'm like, I fucking love this guy. This guy's great. You just say shit and it's hilarious, and you take the hit for it. And sometimes you do get a hit, and someone will say stuff back to you, and you deal with it. Mm-hmm. And I go, I'm gonna go fuck him. I want this guy on my show. So I go to DM you, and I look, and there's a DM from you to me years ago.
Yeah.
So you sent me a DM. Going, hey, dude, I was in Toronto. I don't know what show, and probably for a Just for Laughs thing, right? Or some type of stupid show, whatever, somewhere. And you're like, hey, man, I got a show down the street. If you want to come by, if you want to do a set. And I never responded.
Yeah. It really hurt.
Did it?
Yeah. I almost didn't come here today.
No. Do you remember sending that?
Kind of. Yeah.
Where I don't understand. Dude.
Fairly, but.
First of all, I fucking never saw it. I never saw it. It's not like I saw it and I was like, fuck this kid. If I saw it, I would have responded.
Yeah.
Especially to another comedian.
Yeah.
But it must have just got pushed down or whatever. And I felt terrible.
You shouldn't. I mean, when you're at the level I was at that time, you shouldn't have responded to that.
No way, dude. Here's the thing.
Adds to the prestige of Bobby Kelly.
I swear to God, I would have. I have no prestige. Are you out of your mind? I had prestige in fucking 2006.
But then there's a guy under me who's messaged me. Probably I don't respond to it either.
I always respond. I definitely missed it, and I felt I'm reading. I'm like, fuck. And I almost was like, I was gonna just say, yeah, I'd love to do the spot.
2 years later.
Was it 4 years ago?
I don't know. It was probably a while back. I don't know where I was at, with comedy. Maybe I would have been not even had a following.
Right. Well, I don't know. You had a show, and I probably did. I was probably at.
Or maybe I did.
I was probably at the what's the comedy? What's the club there?
Yuck Yucks?
No. I never did Yuck Yucks. Never did it.
No?
Nope. Never did a Yuck.
Got a Yuck Yucks tattoo.
You have a Yuck Yucks tattoo?
Big Yuck Yucks.
I've never been to Yuck Yucks. Never invited to Yuck Yucks. Never been asked to do a Yuck Yucks. It was the other place in Toronto. What's the
Absolute?
one? No, it was
Comedy Bar?
Comedy Bar.
Yeah.
That's the place I used to do.
Yeah.
And then there was another place. It was a weed store that did comedy.
Underground.
Underground. So I would come in and do Massey Hall with Just for Laughs. So
right.
One of those things. or I do comedy bar
Mm-hmm.
for for some type of underground something fucking.
You were
festival.
probably probably comedy bar, maybe.
Comedy bar is
Yeah.
probably where I was, and then and you probably asked me to do some fucking show out there, and I just missed it. I wish I did. We would have been friends.
Would have been fun.
Would've
No, we
been
could do it now.
We would have been friends for years now.
You want to do my show?
Nah, no, I'm good. Can't.
NJ Pack?
No, I can't. No, I can't. I can't do your show. I got to do the mothership. It's sold out. Listen, the thing is,
right.
I sold out 4 shows.
Fuck yeah.
No, they sold
yeah,
out. Buddy, this is how this club is the best self. I think everybody should be able to do the mothership at least once a year, just for your self esteem.
Right.
Just so you don't have to worry about one weekend ticket sales and where you are in the business.
Yeah.
Because I called Danny on Monday. I go, dude, we got to start promoting for Mothership. He goes, I don't think so. I think they're all sold out. I'm like, what? Because I never get that phone call. Everything's sold out.
That's the one thing similar about like Yuck Yucks. I mean, it's not Mothership, but in Canada, Yuck Yucks is a brand of comedy. Like people just go there.
Right.
They don't care who's performing. But
Right.
that's, when I started selling it out and I realized like, oh shit, these people actually are all here for me.
Right.
And then I was like, we got to figure something else out because I think I should be paid more than $200.
Oh, is that what they
Well,
pay you?
when I first started having fans come to my shows, like at first it was 10 people, then 20. The show would still be sold out or almost sold out. The other people would just be coming for Yuck Yucks
Right.
to see whoever. But then it became, oh, they're all my people. So the way they did is they let me do door deals on like a Wednesday or like a day they wouldn't be full. And that's just how they do it. Now I do weekends there sometimes, but mostly they don't like to because they can sell out the weekend and you're, the cherry on top for selling out a Tuesday
Right.
win. But Mothership sold out every night
It's nuts.
and it's great.
It's like The Cellar, but you get the headline, and
Yeah.
they treat you like a fucking god, and it makes you feel fantastic. And then you come back, and I got to go to South Carolina, and there's a lot of tickets still available. We need to make an ad, Danny, for next week. Yeah, we should be plugging. If a Mothership is on the calendar, we should plug all that week.
What's happening? Where are you at in South Carolina?
Where am I, Danny? I don't know. I think I'm at talking to the microphone.
Comedy Zone.
Thank you, dude. Why is it so difficult to talk to the microphone?
Because I have to unmute it every time and I forget.
Is that hard to do?
No, it's very easy.
Is
but
there like a crank you have to do that you don't have enough muscles to crank it?
He's an engineer. He's a sound engineer. Is he an sound engineer?
No, he's not. He's a stand-up comedian.
Oh.
And he'll let you know that every time I tell him he fucks up, he goes, I don't do this. And he wants to quit, and I force him not to quit.
Fuck.
But we do have another kid there. What's his name?
I don't remember.
I forget.
Zach.
Zach.
Zachariah.
Suck it.
That's not the gag on the show. It's the gag that we don't remember his name.
Oh.
And you just fucking ruined a 3-month gag we've been building that we were going to do for 5 more years.
You can bleep it.
And now let's just do it
Can we
again.
do- yeah.
What's his name?
Uh,
I can't get that. Anyways, dude, how did you? I believe you did a thing that popped you off with the mayor of Toronto, correct?
I did that. I mean, the original thing that I did was in 2020, the lockdown happened.
Yeah.
And in Toronto, I just started a show in a park. There's a park in Toronto called Christie Pits, which is like a pit. So it's like it's like an amphitheater. And people would chill there every day. That's how I thought of the idea. It would be packed with people because there was nothing else to do. So I just brought a speaker, portable light, like a spotlight rental, and started doing a show in front of like 200 people. And they were like, we love this. Got a bunch of people's emails, did it again. And then it got shut down by the police and bylaw.
Why?
And because it was COVID. And you weren't allowed to do gather and shit like that, or and it was they hit me with all these fines, like a noise complaint and not listening to an instruction during an emergency, and it was bullshit. The bylaw officer's name was Officer Coward. It was actually the last name. It was a grown man with braces, and he told me to shut down the show, and I was like, I was hosting and bringing comics on, and then I just went back on, started shitting on him. I was like. So bylaw officer's last name's Officer Coward. People are dying. I'm like, he's got adult braces. I'm not ending this show. People are cheering. more and more cops are showing up. Anyway, they finally shut it down. They gave me like a $3,000 fine.
Jesus Christ.
And I ended up doing a little GoFundMe. Didn't make as much money as the black guy stabbed the white kid, but
you didn't have money to buy a house.
No,
is that funny?
This is amazing.
I mean, a lot of people know that, but what's his name?
I saw a tweet and it was like very on brand. I don't know, it's like a random tweet. Like, that's funny, but yeah,
this black kid stabbed a white kid at school, I believe.
Yeah,
and then a famous person, who did the GoFundMe? Who started it?
Well, they both have GoFundMe. Like the family of the kid who died has a GoFundMe, but it only made like $150K.
That's it.
And then theirs did like $600K.
Well, there you go. And they bought a house with it.
Yeah.
They didn't even use all of it for the lawyer or the defense.
No.
They bought a house. so white lives
genius.
Don't matter. No.
It's genius. But we didn't make that much money. I made like enough to cover the ticket, but we ended up not paying it. I just used it towards continuing to rent equipment. We moved to a different park. So I tweeted out that GoFundMe, and Doug Stanhope retweeted it, and Russell Peters at the time retweeted it, and so we got that $3K. I did it at a different park for like 11 weeks, and slowly the cops like started surveilling it. They started showing up with drones.
Jesus Christ!
And like at the peak, we probably have 500-600 people in the park with. They're all drinking and sitting like picnic style. And at the same time I was making fun of online a Chinese woman that was Canada's Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
So you guys had Fauci. We had Dr. Theresa Tam, who is Chinese and had a full Chinese accent. So I would just do like the Jackie Chan dub of her fucking press conferences just in a Chinese accent, being like, "Don't go outside, wear a mask." She went viral for saying wear a mask for sex. Like this was a big news thing.
Right.
And there was it's like you need to wear the mask for the sex. And so so people like that. And then I was doing the park thing.
My wife, FYI, just makes me wear a mask for sex even before COVID.
Well, perfect.
I have to do that all the time.
Do you
I wear a mask, but it's
as long
actually
as she's not wearing it.
It's actually it's a Sly Stallone mask.
Right.
She makes me wear.
I used to have a bit about that. I'm like, if you go home with a girl and she's got a mask on, like you're like she's not blowing you. Like she's not gonna. But yeah, the once that ended, the COVID thing, I like transitioned people into coming to a bar that was cool because it was only supposed to be half capacity, but they were like cool with just packing it.
Yeah.
So we started packing that every week and, just kind of growing the following from there and filming all those sets and putting out that content. And then Yuck Yucks, where I was already a comic, I was a headliner, but like I had no fan base. So the way it works in Canada, clubs like Yuck Yucks, like they have headliners. They have like veteran comedians, but not like they have 1,200 followers. Like nobody knows who they are, but this is their career.
Right.
They make, $200 a show and do weekends and scrape by. And, it's like, how Canada has a football league too, the CFL.
They do?
Yeah. But it's like everybody in it's also a janitor or.
Right. They have to have other jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like that. Yeah. But.
So the guy's coming right from a school that he was teaching at to headline a Friday night.
Some of them actually do teach comedy at a college in Toronto.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is...
It'd be great if we all went and took the class.
Would be fucking hilarious.
If you just got a bunch of like...
It's like a full degree. It's like a 4-year course.
No shit. You get a degree in stand-up comedy?
So there's comics that headlined at Yuck Yucks and then didn't do anything with their careers, but now they're professors.
Of stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
It sucks because comedy's so attainable now. It's actually a job.
But what's crazy is they teach. So sorry to cut you off, but they would teach. Some of the kids told me at Yuck Yucks because on Tuesdays you can go. Like I could just show up on Tuesday,
right?
And they have like
You could show up.
I could show up and do a spot. You could show up, but they do an amateur night, and before that they do like Schultz showed up to do it when he was in town, but the earlier show, like a 6 p.m. show, just for kids who are enrolled in that program. but one of the kids stay. You know, some of them stay and watch the other guys. And the kid was telling me that the professor, he brought me up as like, what about Ben Bankas? Because he's like selling out shows and moving to the States and stuff. And they're like, yeah, you should never be like that.
Right.
So they're teaching how kids how to fail at comedy, which is sad.
Yeah, but can I be honest with you? They've been doing that.
Long time.
Yeah.
But a 4-year, I mean, doing a course is different than like doing a fucking degree.
I lived with, when I was in Boston back in the day when I started, like right at my beginning, I had no money and I was just trying to do stand-up. And I was going to college during the day for fine art and shit like that. And then I was doing stand-up every night. And I lived with this woman. She's a comic, Maria Falzoni. She's since passed away, God rest her soul. But I lived with her, and she taught a class. And she made me, Dane Cook, and this Aldo Benny take her class. She was kind of like a headliner. And she was like, you guys have to take my... And we were like, whatever. And I lived in her house. I paid $125 for just a room. It was her and some gay guy who was going to be a weatherman. And I didn't know this too. All weathermen are gay. Did you know that?
I mean, yeah.
I didn't. It didn't hit me until I was like, now every time, oh my God, they are queer.
I like those Mexican weather women.
Weather women?
See those?
Oh, the hot ones.
They're like fake ass and shit.
Yeah, they're fucking. Mexico really does a lot of things right.
Here they're just fat or gay.
Yeah, they just gay. Because he told me, he goes, are you going to be a gay weatherman? He said, they're all gays, sweetie. But she made us take the class, and they quit the first time they did. I lived there. So I had to. She would just wake me up and go, the class is starting. And I remember they came in, and this is back when Evening at the Improv was big, The Tonight Show. That was 7 minutes of clean material. And I was a piece of shit. I just got out of rehab. I'm sober. My whole life is pussy. Stand up and pussy. That's all I wanted. I wanted to do shows, get laid, and then go do more shows and get more pussy. And so all my act was about fucking hand jobs and cutting farts and shit. And they came down on me like, you have to be clean. You got to do 7 minutes of clean material. That you can't talk about dirty stuff because that. And they brought up Rogan at the time. He was killing it, by the way, with stand up. And I was like, why can't I talk about this? And I had a big argument with this guy about, talking about what the fuck you want to talk about. Isn't that the whole thing? And he was like, you got to have clean material. That's how you'll make it. You'll never make it in the business. And he's dead and she's dead. Yeah. And I'm still around.
Never listen to any of these. Anybody who gives you advice that your gut just goes, it's probably bullshit.
Yeah, the best advice was from Rogan when I finally got to do a show with him in Boston. He was like, I was like, can you give me? He was like, no, just do stand up. I was like, what? He's like, if anybody gives you advice, don't take it. Yeah. Just get on stage and become you. And just talk about what the fuck you want to talk about. Yeah. And you'll do what you do. That's it.
You have to.
Yeah. When you did stand up back then, you told your parents, hey, I'm going to do stand up. They're like, why? Like, why would you have a backup? Do something. Yeah. Now you'd say, I'm going to do stand up. It's like, that's awesome. Because it's actually anybody. I feel like anybody can do it now.
Yeah. Well, you mean kill Tony? Like do a minute?
No. I mean, listen, those guys, some of those guys did a minute and they're famous. And they're making
most
a lot
of them already had like a bit of experience, I think, right. Like the better ones. Like,
think about the people on like TikTok who put stuff out and they're selling out clubs. I know, granted, it's a 6 o'clock show, but they're making thousands of dollars and they're stand-ups. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's not punk rock anymore. It's more of a, you can learn how to do it.
Like I started in 2011. I never tried to do any social media shit till 2019 because I quit. I had another job.
What was your job?
I did commercial real estate at the time.
That sounds fucking weird.
It was kind of weird. Yeah, it was like business to business. It's like you represent business, like you help places get leases, like offices,
right,
and businesses. So like on the bigger end, it's like Facebook and stuff, and like helping them their office space and their office strategy. But I never really did big ones like that.
Right.
The biggest I did was like 20,000 square feet for like some startup, Yeah. But I was doing comedy at the same time, and then when I quit to just do comedy, like I had a condo rental, moved back to live with my mom. I was like, fuck it, I don't want to make money. I don't want to do this. This sucks. And I just got signed with Yuck Yucks doing those like $200 gigs. And yeah, that's when I was like, if I'm gonna actually do this, I need to do this, and
just do what you do.
Started posting stuff. I had something go viral pretty early on. It was a Canadian thing. There's like a Canadian like World Star Hip Hop kind of account. It's called Six Buzz. They are in Toronto. They have like millions of followers, but they would post comedy or like comedy skits.
Right.
So like I did like a thing where I pretended to be a guy that like one of our big, so when the woke thing happened in Canada, one of our big Canadian heroes, this guy Don Cherry. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he basically does like the halftime shows of the hockey game.
Yeah.
And he's like 80 something, and they fired him because he was talking about like like we have Veterans. You have Veterans Day. We have Remembrance Day.
Yeah, you have the little poppy on. Yeah.
And he was like, these foreigners, he called them you people, that they weren't respecting the poppy or whatever.
Yeah.
And they fired him, and it was like this huge uproar, and all these Canadians were making, saying that they were going to cancel their cable because and they canceled their phone because it was all that company that fired him and all this stuff. So I made a video pretending to be somebody like that, super Canadian guy. And that was I'd just been with Yucks and got like a couple million views on that kind of thing, not on my account, on their account. And it kind of started like a little bit of that too. So
because I've seen like even your audience is guy heavy.
Oh yeah.
It's dude heavy.
It is, but like I'll say that at shows, and it's like a lot of women at the shows.
Right. But the women know what the fuck you're doing, but occasionally there's some girlfriend that came with a guy.
Yeah.
They usually yell. I've seen like they yell shit out at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Connecticut. That happened a couple times.
Were you just there?
Last year.
Oh, really?
Around
What
this
happened?
time. The thing is, it'll be like my fans, and then especially because it was my first U.S. tour, there would be other people who would just come,
right,
and had no idea. They were just kind of buying a ticket, like at Yucks or like at whatever Mothership or anywhere where people are just like, we're going out. I don't care who's playing. And yeah, they would be like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm scared.
Right.
Which is good. It's good for clips.
It's good for clips, but it's also good for you.
It's good for them, too. Most of them don't leave. They don't walk out. They just go, okay, yeah, I did enjoy that.
Have you had somebody throw something at you or want to hit you?
I had somebody hit me, but like a way long time ago.
They came up and fought you?
I had like a drunk woman slap me once.
It's always women.
That was like 4 years into comedy, though.
Did you laugh or did you?
They shut down. They stopped the show. They gave me an extra $20.
Really, for a slap?
Yeah.
Was that the going rate in Canada for a slap across the face?
Yeah. It was supposed to be like a $40 spot. I got like $60 or something like that.
They try to get slapped every week.
And there was cops outside already because the auto body shop next door was like selling weed or something. And they were like, but I thought she was going to get arrested. She didn't. She just left. But yeah, that's the only real thing. I know people that have in Toronto. There used to be a show at this place called the Fox and the Fiddle, Jane and Finch, which is like the bad area of Toronto, and somebody like got like the comic had a knife pulled on them and like held to their throat.
No shit.
Yeah.
Over a joke.
A joke, yeah. Making fun of the guy's like chain or something.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But usually no, like especially now, like I think people kind of get it. It's either they leave or they cause a problem, then they get kicked out.
Because I think there was one thing where you said something about women. I forget what it was. About women are useless or something. I don't know. What did you say? You said something about women
can't fly. Something.
Yeah, maybe it was something like that. You said something about women they suck.
Yeah.
And
how you need to get a Filipino.
I think I have one. But as soon as you said it, you heard some chick yell out something.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? You just confronted her right away. Like, no, why would you?
Yeah.
And her defense was cause of some shit. And I think...
Oh, no, yeah. There was a woman who just was sitting in the front row, and she was upset. And I was like, you look like you were trafficked here. And then she was just so offended. And that she was like... And like her husband, I could tell he was like, oh, fuck. And then I was like, what's wrong? She's like, the lights are really hot. I was like, they're not even... you're not even facing the light. And then she just like got up and left.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, I actually posted that, and then like a friend of that woman's, like some guy was like, she's having a really rough time. And I'm like, take the clip down. I was like, no, fuck you.
What, they contacted you? They wanted the clip down?
Yeah. And I was like, no.
Right.
Because, like, why'd you sit in the front then?
Right.
It was a sold-out show. You knew they were fans, apparently.
How does it feel that you're selling out now? You're just killing it. I saw your schedule. It's nuts. I mean, this is all you're doing. And you got a podcast. Yeah. You're doing your podcast, too.
Yeah, Bankas podcast.
Which is you a little more serious.
Yeah, I was a little too serious. I think I, like, lost my mind. I've lost my mind, like, 4 times since 2020, for sure. Just over. I mean, COVID made me lose my mind. I was out of my mind.
Right.
A lot of people were.
Yeah.
I mean, I just was upset about it. And then, you know, and then you feel like you have to care about everything. I don't, and I realized I actually don't care
about anything.
No,
I don't.
And that's, I'm like, why am I talking about it? Like, I was doing these little news things where I'd be like, and what's going, you know, trans, brown, Snow White, what? And it's just like, I don't care. I actually don't care. I almost want to watch Snow White because it looks really horrible. I want to show my kids the brown Snow White. I did show my kid the black Little Mermaid, and she's like 2.5. She just goes, "That's not Ariel." So I mean, I just think it's funny now. Like, I'm just used to everything being, and I still have my opinions, but I didn't want to have a fucking really serious podcast. I like this. I like hanging out.
Yeah,
like learning about people, meeting people.
Well, it's because I watched a lot of your stand up on when you sent me that clip, which was great. Check out his special; it's on YouTube right now.
Bankas AID.
Actually, a couple specials are up there.
I did elect this last year. I did 2. Permission to Laugh, elect this, and then this year I did Bankas.
And you're not. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's not high production value.
No.
I mean, you're pretty much putting a couple cameras up and recording, and that's it. The whole thing is based on.
They're terrible.
On the.
It's funny. I mean, the audio's good. It's good audio.
Which is all you need.
Really,
is good audio.
But I don't have 4 cameras. I didn't spend 20 grand on them.
I think there's 2 cameras.
I think
3.
I think like the most any of them cost was like 6 grand,
which is fine
with the editing and the shit and stuff. And you know, I think they're getting better. My thing's like, I think the last one was that was just like I hired a guy and I was like, fuck it, let's just make it like what am I? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to come up with new material, and I feel like if I don't post anything, then you end up trying to do the same material for longer than you need to because you're like, oh, well, that's good, and I want to keep it, and I want to hold it, and it's like, otherwise I don't get anything new.
Well, it's funny, when I did Killbox, I had an hour, I had almost 2 hours of material because I came from when you had to be given a special. When Comedy Central gave you one, you earned it, or Netflix, or whatever, or you know what I mean. This
was a serious business.
It was a serious business, and then I was right on the end of that with Live from the Village Underground, and I got that, and then Killbox, nobody would give me a special, and then Louis came in and go, I want to do it, but by that time I had almost 2 hours of material. I did a 90-minute special, and we only used an hour, so all that other material just went away. I don't even know what those fucking jokes are.
Yeah,
and then I started doing new stuff, but now it's 2 years later, and I'm still. It's right. I think if you just start putting stuff out, it does force you to come up with a new special because they're not giving yours. No one's giving you shit anymore. There's not.
No,
they're only giving. They're giving you a certain amount of people specials on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. It's the same people that are getting these specials.
Side note, I'm a huge fan of your Louis episode with the Bang Bang.
Yeah, that was a big.
We always we do that. We've eaten that much.
Oh yeah.
And then we quote it. But yeah, no, you have to. I mean, you really have to just want it and take it.
Yeah.
And like I'll go through my to post a reel. Sometimes I go back like a year or like 6 months and see what was I posting or what did I almost post. Because sometimes there'll be clip, like you said. There's like I'll make a clip or my guy will make a clip and I'm like, I want to keep doing that. I'm not going to post it. And then like a year later, I'm like, fuck, I haven't been doing that. I forgot that I did that.
Right.
And then I'm like, fuck it, I'll post it now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I'm doing fucking jokes from when I got that stomach surgery, and now it's like, all right, dude, this should have been gone. Like it's like I almost want to do a special in September just to get it over with and just get all the stuff out. And it doesn't matter. It's like I'll just do it anywhere. It doesn't matter.
And like some comics, like they'll put out a special and then they market the tour like new material tour.
Right.
And like nobody cares. Those are probably the most fun shows to do because like I've never done that, but I've like kind of done it without doing it.
Yeah.
Like announcing it. But yeah, I think that.
Well, I came from where you had to do. You spent 3-4 years working on an hour. So when you did that hour, it is fucking a slamming perfect hour.
Or it bombs and then you're fucked.
And then you film. Yeah, exactly. But you film it and then it's gone and then you start over. And it's people are doing specials every 6 months now.
Yeah, I mean, I was, and I think, I don't know how many other people are doing that. Some people are putting out like 20 minutes here.
Yeah.
And that's still kind of like a special. But I just started doing it because like the first one I did was I wanted to do it because it was all COVID shit.
Right.
And I was like, this is done. I mean, you can go back and watch it and find it funny, but you're not going to pay to see somebody do that.
You can't do it now.
Right.
Right.
And then, whatever the times are, I mean, there's personal shit in there too, but you just say it. I don't know. You just do it. It is scary. You ever read Rick Rubin or like listen to him talk? You know who that is? Like,
I do. Yeah, of course.
It's like the bearded Jewish guy.
Yeah, he's the dude of Beastie Boys, and
he helped Kanye draw the swastika. No, I'm just kidding. He's like, go where your mind takes you, Kanye.
He has no talent except telling people to do shit.
Yeah,
that he thinks that would work,
but
somehow it does work.
It does work. Being over perfectionist is scary sometimes too, because I don't know if my brain, also if you want to sustain yourself, you have to come out with new material because you have to post something, unless you want to post the same shit over and over again, which I do that as well.
Yeah, but it's like this is a whole new thing.
It's a whole thing.
But when like 10 years ago, you had to go to TV or a record store, 15 years, whatever it was.
I used to walk 15 miles in the snow.
Right?
For
years, it was you got an album that went into a record store or online, right? And then you had a network, Comedy Central or whatever, would put your special up. And HBO, blah, blah, blah. It was a big fuck. And then you became in the mix.
I think the equivalent in terms of effort is like Joey Diaz. I would always listen to. I was a big fan of The Church, and he would talk about like in those days and sending out tapes. Like every morning he had a routine. Like I'm going to send tapes to these clubs and to these bookers, and his auditions. Like that was the equivalent of posting a lot or like having a lot of content.
Yeah,
was you had to put your effort into making tape. You had to film it.
So you film every show?
No, I mean sometimes I don't. Like I don't. Like if I'm in Austin doing Sunset.
But when you're on the road, every show on your tour, you're filming.
I try to, yeah.
And who films it? You?
Some of them I just do it.
You just set a camera.
I mean, that won't be a special. I might get a few clips out of it.
So you'll go in and you'll film your own show.
I don't like to. I mean, when I was 2023 tour, I did it all myself.
Yeah.
My first tour, which was the Permission to Laugh tour in Toronto, in Canada, across Canada only. And then the next year, when I was still touring Canada, I had a bit more money, so I hired somebody that actually a few people approached me asking like, I like your stuff, I'd like to help, and they want to be paid, but they were decent, so they helped me with clips and stuff. But then I learned all that stuff myself. In 2020, I got a job at this place called Rebel News in Canada.
I know Rebel News,
which is Ezra Levant.
Yeah.
And at first they came to that park show and documented it with like all the cops and the stuff and the hubbub, and because it was lockdown, so it was popular. They were very popular then. They still are. But I was like, I need a job, like anything, and they gave me a job just editing regular news stories and stuff. And they taught me a lot of shit that I use still, like how to use Premiere Pro and shit.
Really?
Which I had no idea how to do, but I just learned it,
and now you just do your own things if you need to.
yeah, but I don't want to because it sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah, but the hardest, like I like an editor that will watch the whole thing. Like I'm paying you not to get the clip, just watch it and tell me what was funny. Because if like you should, like I listen to my own sets, but like if it's like an hour-long thing and it's like a full weekend of 5 shows, and I want the clip. I'm not listening to it to just be meticulous, which I should be, but I'll listen to shorter sets like that.
Right.
But the longer sets, I'll just watch, the clips.
It's a whole...
Unless I edit it myself, then I watch the whole thing.
It's not like I bring Danny or Joe with me because, like, they'll... Number one, they're funny, but they also record the whole thing, and they'll get clips, I'll get clips that you have to... It's just the whole thing that I'm so...
It sucks.
It sucks, man. I hate it. I used to just
But
go
it
on...
can get fun.
I used to go on the road and just... went into the... You went, you did your shows... You did whatever you did after, and then you left, and it was gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you gotta get something that did happen that you gotta put up to promote the next show, and it sucks. Clubs used to promote the shows; they would do radio, they would have that. You'd go on a
clubs still don't know how to.
But it's all on you now. Clubs expect you to have a social media, and they book you as such. So if you have a social media that can sell some tickets, I did a club a month ago or whatever, and I wound up going on radio myself. I booked the radio. They were like, hey, man, can you come on? I was like, yeah, let's go. And I sold 150 tickets that morning on Friday. And the club was like, wow, you sold. Yeah, dude, if you do radio, local radio, you'll sell tickets. That's what you guys used to do. You used to pay a radio station, whatever you paid them, to bring your comics in once a week. The radio would get content with awesome comedians, and we would sell a shitload of tickets and build a fan base in that community so I could come back there like Florida when I went on Mike Calta's show, and I sell out. And I can count on that, and I can go on those shows. And you don't do that anymore. In most clubs,
I wish, like, that was when I, was starting comedy. I was like, I want to go on a radio at 6 a.m. Like, it was
fucking love it,
right? There's a romance to it. And
there is a
showing up in a town. You get up, you get your coffee,
right? Have your little things of the town.
You're fun. You're interesting,
right?
And but
the fact that people are live listening to you and going, either they know you or they go, who is this fucking guy? And they buy a ticket right there and then to come see you that night or the next night. And you're selling out based on a 20-minute radio thing that you did with these two guys that they like. And those people will follow you like they follow that radio people forever.
Now you got to spend 4 years fucking learning how to edit. You got to go to comedy university and
buddy, you got to make sure there's a fucking asshole in the audience or someone has a fucked up shirt.
Is everybody a piece of shit here? Because I need you to make. I have people accusing me of that. They're like, nice plant, like as if I like fucking made these like paid people to like say shit or something. Which is, I kind of wish I was that fucking smart. Where I was like, yeah,
well, because I'll tell you what.
Do people do that?
Yes. There's comics.
Can we say that?
I believe I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. I don't
edit it later.
No, you can not edit it.
No,
because
you don't have to.
And he could say I'm lying. I mean, I think that's Steve Hofstetter. What's his name?
Oh, that's like alt.
Yeah, I think he would plant.
Maybe the alty more.
He's not alt. He's just he's a hustler. He's
not the guy doing the fake Kill Tony.
No, that's Tim Heidecker.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No,
that's an easy mistake.
Well, there's a guy that was during COVID just made a club, put a curtain up, lights, and would do a set, and then add his laughter in. So he was killing. So people actually started fucking following him, thinking he was hilarious in his living room with fake audience.
But he's not still doing well.
He's got thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people following him on a social media platform.
There's people with big followings that can't sell tickets, though, because people come.
But they still make
could do it
thousands
once.
of dollars.
They could do it once.
But they make their money off of the social media, off of the ad thing. The ad.
Yeah, but then they're clean. Usually, you have to be.
I mean, dude, I'm at the point now where I might start writing some fucking little fucking soy sauce. I don't know, dude. I mean, dude, it's fucking crazy.
I did the radio recently, but it wasn't the radio. I thought it was. some person from a radio station in Wisconsin where I'm playing there soon in Appleton reached out to my agent, was like, hey, can Ben come on to do the radio? Here's some times. So I was like, yeah. I thought she knew that I was like, I thought it was like how you were talking about, where they're like, come on, yeah, you do it. But then she's like, we're talking, and she's like, you're actually performing here. Like, what? Yeah. I was like, why? How? I think like 12 people were listening. It was like some weird AM.
You got to be careful, dude.
That was, yeah.
I've done those.
That's bad.
I've done the podcast where it's, hey, we do my podcast? And you're like, sure. And then he shows up in the lobby, and he has 4 listeners, and they're in his family.
Yeah. I don't do that, luckily. But yeah, that's scary. That's
I hate that. You know what?
I feel like I'm the guy people think have thought, like when I message you to do a spot. You're like,
no, I would.
But that's podcasting's harder than, like, there's people whose clips don't even do well, but the podcast does well, and they sell tickets from that. So that's a whole other. It's
a weird thing. I've had a couple clips go viral, and you're like, that one? Like, that's the one that went viral?
Yeah.
And there's other ones where you're like, this is this is funny, and fucking nobody likes it. And there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Time of day. Like, you could probably just post it again.
Which I think sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it.
But yeah,
I hate the fucking algorithm so bad.
It's bad.
I'm 54, and I hate that I have to deal with the algorithm. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Well, it's like, you know how you see some comics, especially when they're newer, and they'll do shows and they'll have business cards.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to get famous by handing out business cards at the end of. It's retarded. Because
it's retarded, but is it fucking retarded, dude?
Because if you're like, say a video bombs on Instagram, so what, you got 4,000 views.
Yeah.
4,000 though. Like, people just think of these numbers as like nothing. Because like, oh, I only got 4,000 views. I'm a loser. I'll kill myself.
Yeah.
But it's like 4,000 is way more than handing out 10 business cards and a fucking open mic. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how you build. Because out of that 4,000, maybe you got 10 followers.
Yeah.
Or 5.
Yeah.
And then those people actually like you.
Right.
You know, I just helped a buddy of mine who opens for me. His name's Armin Arbabi.
Armin?
Armin.
Is he?
He's
Italian?
He looks a little bit like a tall Mario. No, but he's Persian.
Right. Iranian.
He's Iranian. He's the enemy.
He's the enemy.
He was fingerprinted at the airport today.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, yeah, because he's from
good.
51st State as well.
Good.
But
he's from our 51st state Canada.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? You guys are all flipping out about that. Why are they getting angry at that shit?
Because they're far left liberals.
All of Canada?
Majority. The people who are mad. I mean, the same people who are mad are the same people mad at Teslas.
But how do you get mad at that when that's your thing? Like, conservatives want to drive fucking diesel trucks. They want to drill into the earth and suck it all out. They want to make money.
Yeah.
They want nothing to do with this fucking car. They want to drive muscle cars and trucks and go to a gas station and get zins and beers. And then you fucking assholes show up with your stupid battery operated cars. And now you're keying those. I don't get, it's not, what are you doing?
I mean, they're not smart people. They're not people that did well in their lives, and they're taking it out on whoever they can fucking find.
Right? And I've never thought we'd come to the point where, hating Jews would be like the far left, where it's like
the soup du jour.
Yeah, it's like people talk shit about Jewish people, which I thought in my lifetime that was over. Like,
yeah, well, think again, because but yeah, no, it is. I mean, I don't even say that I'm not Jewish at all.
Are you Jewish?
My dad.
Your dad? So you are Jewish?
Yeah. So I should be murdered, and I personally am responsible for the atrocities of. I mean, I agree with them. But I don't know. I remember watching Joan Rivers be like, they started it. Who cares? I don't know. I thought that was
Make
funny.
it a parking lot.
I do think that angle's funny. I mean, it's funnier than being like, these people are suffering. I mean, it's funnier to be like, yeah, good. I don't know. To me personally, but.
Well, because we're comics, we're supposed to be funny.
That's how you deal with pain.
But here's what happened with us. We somehow, through the podcasting is what ruined us, because we have to have, like you said, we have to care. When we're not supposed, the only thing we're supposed to care about is making people laugh and finding that way into that, right? But for some reason, we became the news. I don't know how it happened.
We're like the news, the philosophers. We have to. But even like if I make that joke and then people are like, "Oh, so you're pro-Israel?" It's like, not really. I just don't. It's just who cares? Like,
right.
I remember watching fucking 9/11 happen at home and being like, at 8 years old, and be like, "Well, I'm racist now." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just, and it was encouraged. Like, my dad was a ranting, raving. My dad was. This is how Jewish my dad is, which is he's not religious. He actually didn't have a bar mitzvah because his parents were like Holocaust survivors, right. So they didn't fucking, like, he's an immigrant. But he was in Israel on 9/11. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Dancing Israel. He was dancing. But it was actually my cousin's. My cousin got married. We're supposed to get married on September. So Jewish. But yeah, it's, you know, who cares? Like, I would never protest for anything other than I did protest for COVID because I wanted specifically comedy clubs to be open. Right. But I would, other than that.
Well, you didn't march, did you?
I did, yeah.
You marched?
Yeah.
Did you make a sign?
No.
Did you go to Staples?
I was handing out comedy business cards actually at the march.
Really?
Yeah. That's where I learned that it didn't work.
I wouldn't be able to protest because I don't know how to spell, and I'd fuck up my sign.
It was. It felt awful.
I would probably write something, and I wouldn't have enough room for the.
So I ended up going with the booker of Yuck Yucks.
I like that joke bombed. I still tried to force it down your throat, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to get to that." Hang on, cocksucker. What the fuck, man?
No, I felt like defending myself because I'm like, yeah, it is kind of gay that I did go there. But I remember showing up with him and looking at the people. I'm like, dude, we can't. Yeah. We can't. And he's like, but nothing's open.
Yeah.
How are we going to. The Yuck Yucks is going to close forever. Like, there's going to be. I was like, fuck.
But does
it was kind of fun. You
does
just
protesting work? Did it work?
That one did.
It did?
Well, they fucking eventually, not really. I mean, they.
Did it work?
That specific. Well, so Canada did. Remember the trucker convoy?
Oh, God, with your fucking.
That did work.
That worked.
Well, what happened was they did it, and then they used all this force to like shut it down. But then right after they lifted everything, and they go, "This has nothing to do." Right. The reason we're lifting this is because the experts said it was okay. It has nothing to do with. So this is why. Remember, I said I lost my mind like 4 times since 20 because that was a big thing for a 20. I was 28. Like I lost my end of my 20s just like to this bullshit. I was pissed.
Yeah.
And. Yeah, but then I realized just recently, like, I don't actually care about anything. I just didn't want to be trapped in my house for a year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, when COVID hit, I lost 50 shows in a night. Like, I had a tour for the year. It was the first time in my career where my agent went, dude, you're good for the year. We're done. And I was like, this is great. And then he called me. I don't know, like a month later and goes, they're all gone. And I was like, what? He goes, all the shows are canceled. You have nothing. And I was like, oh, I'm unessential. I mean nothing in this world. What I do is not needed at all. And then I panicked so bad. And that's when I went into like Patreon and panhandling. What did Jay calls it, digital panhandling?
Yeah, it does feel like that.
When we're just like, hey, man, can you give me some money so I can talk?
It's like OnlyFans, but instead of showing tits, we like.
Oh God, I wish
just edge saying.
That's the one thing about women comedians; they got to show their assholes and make a lot of money during COVID.
Yeah,
I wish there was a guy or some fucking queer into belly button hernias.
At least they're fun. Like they're nice to look at, even if they're bombing.
What, the chicks?
Yeah,
yeah.
You're like, I can't look away. But
did you ever date a comedian?
Would I or have I?
Have you?
No.
Good for you.
No.
No offense, ladies, but
it's not. It looks really.
You're married, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
Officially not that long. Like, I forget when we got married. February.
Where'd you meet her?
She was a fan.
You married a fan?
Yeah.
You married
an early fan.
Early fan. So she had low expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
She was at a show.
She started following me somehow, and then she came to a show. I think the first time she came to a show with a guy that she was either dating or something. But it was when I was doing Yuck Yucks, and I was like hosting,
Yeah.
or middling or something. And then she came and gave me after the show. She just came up to me and was like, "Hey, here's $1,000." She gave me $1,000.
What?
And was like, "Give this to, give $200 to the other comics," and like. So I kept it.
Buddy, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
She gave you $1,000?
Yeah.
So
I think she was hammered, but.
So you're like a.
Well, no, I don't even think she was.
You're like a gigolo.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
I've never.
But so she gave me $1,000, and then I didn't like speak. Like I didn't even hear from her.
You took it?
Well, I was like, I can't take this. She's like, give it to the other comics. So I gave all the comics $200.
Right. So everybody got.
There was like 4 comics. On
okay.
Or whatever it was. We split it up. And then I did some show on. Then we went back into lockdown. It was one of those things where it was like, we're out, and it was like half capacity.
Oh,
and
I
then
get it
went
now.
back.
She gave you money because of you needed it.
It was that was
yeah.
part of it too.
Right,
like
okay.
the comics are,
What did she do for her? Because she had $1,000.
She was like a hairstylist.
Okay. All right.
And she had some other job, some like host of a financial news thing on YouTube at the time.
Canada's weird where you can do a bunch of weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did a show on Zoom, and she came to bought a ticket and came on the Zoom, and I was like, oh, I saw it.
Right.
And then I think I DM'd her, she DM'd me, and she was a hairstylist. You couldn't get a haircut. I was like, can I get a haircut? She's like, it's 3 hours away. I'm like, all right, well, no. And then she was like, but you could come and do a show, and we'll put on a show for like, it was like in the middle of nowhere, like for her family and like whatever.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I went and did a show. They gave me like $500 and cut my hair, and yeah. And the cops actually tried to shut that down. It was like a gathering in the forest of 40 people.
Man. Fucking Canada.
Crazy.
What? I thought Canada my whole life was freer than us almost.
It's like a police state. It's more like I mean, you know how upstate New York is like, I think one of the most patrolled, or like it's the easiest to get pulled over or something like that.
I didn't know that.
Similar to Canada's like easy. Like
is this all from the Prime Minister? What's his name? Trudeau? Is this all in the last whatever many years he's been up there that Canada got fucked like this?
Yeah.
Is it his fault?
It is. It's also the premiers, like, which is like a governor.
Yeah.
They like, even the conservative ones, they like pretend to be conservative, but they're still doing all this kind of low-key authoritarian shit.
Right.
Lowering speed limits to points where it's like anybody who goes at decent speeds like getting a ticket automatically from a speed camera, like shit like that, where it's like, that's fucked up. Like, how can you? It's very policed. And during COVID, it was crazy. But anyway, that's how I met her, and then we went to Texas.
Together?
Yeah.
She moved with you.
At that time, we just went and got an Airbnb for a few months, and then I got her pregnant. And then, so we came back.
Right.
Because I was just there as like a visitor.
But she's from Canada, right?
Yeah.
So you're both here. How are you?
So came back, and then I just kept building my following and posting, and got to the point where in 2023, I hired a lawyer. Like, I started getting fans that were like, "Yo, come to New York, come to LA," like American fans.
Yeah.
And then got the visa. When you have a visa, your spouse can come with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're here.
Yeah, I moved to Austin.
So you can stay.
Yeah. Till I have to renew every 3 years.
Every 3 years you renew, and you can just stay here.
Yeah. And then probably after the next one, I'll probably go for like a green card or something.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're going to become an American citizen?
Yeah.
Is that your goal?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Because you love America.
I do love America. I do.
God bless you, man.
Yeah. Thank you. No, I like this
God
hat.
bless you, dude.
It's beautiful.
God bless you. God bless America. You can have that hat. I'm going to give you
Serious?
that. Yeah, you can have that. I want you to have
your
that.
hand-me-down?
No, it's not a hand-me-down, fucking asshole. That's my...
You want this hat?
Yeah, I'll take this hat. Who's this hat?
That's Toronto Raptors.
Oh, yeah. Okay, they're good. There you go. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if it fits your
look
head.
retarded?
I know. Look, right. Pull it down. You look like a fat elf.
Is it a yarmulke?
No, pull it down. There you go. Why don't you keep this one? And how's that? You keep
terrible?
You can have that one and that one. Keep that one just in case that one looks ridiculous. So, yeah, you got a massive head, dude.
Yeah.
So, buddy, you got this. You're. I think for me, I mean, I love you stand up. You got to check it out. I love that you're. I call it like silhouetting, man. Like there's nobody out here, right? Like doing what you're doing right now. You're very unique.
Very kind.
It is, man. I mean, you just kind of go up there and do your shit and you talk. And I don't even think people call you conservative or right wing. I don't think you are.
No.
I think that you're just
racist.
Huh?
Just racist.
But
I'm not. But I am.
You're 100%.
I know how to be.
You don't worry.
That's like
that's
the whole thing with the racism thing is it's like everybody's pretending like they don't know how to just like turn it on at any second.
100%.
Like it's like, yeah, if I'm at a rental car Avis, like at any moment I can be like, oh, is it? Oh yeah, like and that's racist. Now I'm being a racist. You don't know how to do it.
Who was that? Can you do Starbucks?
That was that's a Chinese accent. I don't know. It's probably a trans. But I have nothing against any of these people, and I don't hate any of them. And I don't, with the COVID stuff, a lot of people got labeled conservative.
Well, it's okay one way. It's just not okay the other way.
Yeah,
like
if
a
you're
guy
liberal, at least he's liberal.
If you were talking about white dudes or white women, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about black women, you can't do that because you're white.
My crowd will turn on me. Like, so that clip you mentioned where that woman got pissed off, the beginning of that, I was saying white women have a lot of privilege.
Yeah.
And like people comment on it being like, I'm just pissed off at how that joke started. Like,
Right.
And they're like my fans or like whatever. Like, your fan, you know how your fans, they just turn on you at any moment.
I don't understand it. I mean, there's the core people that love you.
Like you'll have a message from a guy from 2 years ago that's like, dude, you can stay at my house. Like, and then like the night, like I had a guy say that, like, stay at my place in Victoria, BC, anytime you're here for free, and we'll fucking give you food. And I never responded to it. But then the next one was he replied to a story of like me and holding my newborn, and he was just like, fuck you, you American piece of shit.
Why?
Some Canadian crazy.
Why was he mad that you had a baby?
Because I had it in America and I'm traitor. Some people call me a traitor of Canada.
Because you came to America?
Did what every other Canadian artist does.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Stay in fucking
You're going to get
Edmonton.
You're going to stay in Canada and get a show that goes on for 3 years and has 8 episodes a year?
It's much better to be.
You're going to do the Halifax fucking festival every year?
Fuck. Yeah, I remember like when I started at Yuck Yucks and like I was like, I told some comic who'd been doing it a while. He'd been on TV, like ads, like for like Auto Trader or whatever. Is that even a thing? Is that a thing in America?
What?
Auto Trader?
Used to be.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do a Just for Laughs and Halifax showcase, like an audition. Yeah. And he was just like, you'll never get it. Or something like, and he was right, actually. He was right about that, but I don't want it.
Now.
Yeah.
Right. But at the time you did.
At the time I was like, because that was still before I realized the social media. I was still like, but that's how you got to do that.
It changes so fast.
And to get out of Canada, that's the best way to, like, there's people who have those credits. They get a visa, but they have no fans. They have no shows. They have no tour.
Right.
And they're here working, but they're not.
Right.
But they have the same visa because Just for Laughs wrote them a letter going, he is an incredible talent that we picked up to further our political agenda. So it's, you have to come to the States and you have to pave your own way now. Right. I mean, not some people are lucky, some people, but even like, look at Shane, like the SNL thing was his first thing, but
he's a prodigy, dude.
He's
that guy was going to make it in spite of anything. You know what I mean? Those guys come around. Chappelle. Yeah. There's no. Chappelle had a nervous breakdown, quit a show. That would have been the end of anybody's career. It actually just made him bigger. There's certain guy, you know what I mean? There's certain guys that are just, no matter what, that's the dude. Like Shane is, one of those touched by the showbiz gods.
Yeah.
You know, has been funny from the get-go, confidence out the fucking wahoo. And just the, he's a talented.
He's a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, and he knows how to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and he's a cool guy, and he's
dude,
really
I've
nice.
never-
He's very nice and sweet to me. I was just like, he told me, he's like, you're really funny and stuff. Like, so it makes you feel good.
He
but
actually told me I'm not funny.
He did?
Yeah.
Well, that's hilarious.
He said, when did you stop being funny?
Shit. Well, but it is like, you know how there's a guy that gets
2010,
drafted to
by
the
way.
team?
That's when I stopped being funny. 2010.
True.
2013.
Like, certain players aren't drafted high up, but
Right.
then they have to, those are the guys, they got to be in the gym more. They got to be,
Yeah.
and then they end up being champions.
Yeah.
So it's not everybody, you can get, but like you have to do some shit that like you don't want to do.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice stuff.
Posting all the time. I'm always looking at my phone.
Yeah.
It's
weird. Honest to God, I just want to be with my family. I just created a life and I like it. And it's like, there was a time where I just wanted to be on the road. I wanted to be on stage every single night of the week. And I wanted to be on the road every weekend at a different place, fucking just killing it and meeting people and hanging out and, doing all that shit. And now it's like, fuck. As soon as I leave, I'm just trying to get back to Sunday so I can sit with my family.
Mhm.
And I'm sure I can feel that kind of, getting the itch again lately as my son is making friends and my wife doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm kind of getting the itch again to let's go do this.
Mhm.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, do some spots and get back into the grind with these young fucks on
Spots are
stage. I do my Tuesday night. Like I did comedy 7 nights a week, multiple times a night for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a thing. It was just what I did. And now I have to be, I
Should
have
have filmed it.
I know, right, yeah. With what?
Yeah, I know.
A fucking 35 millimeter camera.
I know.
You know what I mean? But now it's like, I was talking to my wife the other day. I go, look, babe, soon I'm going to have to start not being here as much as I am because I got to do I got to hit this next thing and I'm not going to do it by Monday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, Sunday nights being home, having dinner, watching a TV show. If I'm going to get back on that fucking dumb TV, I got to get back out there and do my due diligence and my work. And it's hard because you go to the table and it's just a bunch of young kids in weird shirts talking about weird shit. And I don't get it. I come from a generation where it's like, what's up, fucking losers?
Yeah.
And we fucking...
They're like, should I film you saying that?
Yeah.
Post it?
All right, well, listen, man. I'm glad you came on. When you
Thank
come
you.
back...
I hope you enjoyed.
I mean, it was all right. But the thing is... no, I hope you come back. Dude. Come back on whenever you're in. And I mean, you're not in Austin this weekend.
I'm gonna be in Austin Saturday night.
Saturday night, dude. So let's hang out Saturday night. I'm at the
Fuck
mothership.
yeah.
I'm at the mothership Saturday night.
Sweet.
So we'll hang out. We'll get some grub. We'll talk some shit.
I have a spot at 8:30 in the other room.
Oh, dude.
But,
then I'll be in you smoke cigars?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. Eh. Good. We'll hang out this weekend.
Fuck yeah,
I can't read that because I'm fucking old. Okay, make it big. You want to check him out? Go to what's your podcast? What's your website's name?
Ben Bankas, BenBankas.com has all my dates. You can just go to the main page. You can click the Ben Bankas name thing.
Go there and check him out. If
and then
he's got a
scroll
huge
down.
tour. You're everywhere.
Yeah.
How many dates do you have?
I think like
Scroll.
70.
Scroll. Look at all these
going.
dates. I mean, he's everywhere.
Yeah. When does this come out?
A week and a half.
Week and a half. From now.
Yeah. So I'll be in Boston,
Where are you playing in Boston?
Laugh Boston,
Great club. Love that dude.
Wisconsin.
Make sure
Detroit.
Boston, go see this fuck. Boston's gonna love you.
I love Boston.
Oh, it's the best. I
Yeah.
fucking love
They're
them.
mad that I stopped doing I used to do a character that I stopped doing.
What was it?
It's Wuhan monkey hybrid. is
Well, their mayor is
There's a
fucking-
face swap of a monkey.
Yeah.
And then I said that I was, because did you hear how there's like a half human, half monkey hybrid made in a laboratory in
No.
Wuhan? It's like a thing that Alex Jones was talking about.
All right.
So I did the monkey with the Chinese accent.
Right.
Like I'm that I'm the Wuhan monkey, and the Boston apparently the Boston police force was sending that over because I had a bunch of cops at the show, and they were like, "We fucking love the fucking
Wuhan monkey, dude."
They just I'm like, "Are you sending that to each other after you like shoot an unarmed black guy?"
I fucking love Boston.
Right?
It's such a. It got so woke. Yeah. Boston is fucking down. I mean, god damn it, dude. That mayor's a fucking asshole.
So I had a lawyer from Boston helping me with my visa.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't help me renew it because I work at Mothership.
Really?
And they're like, we don't like that you associate with Joe Rogan or Tony Hinchcliffe because she was such a lefty.
Really?
That she was like, I will not help you. And she dropped a few other comics that I knew that she was helping.
What a fucking...
From Boston, but...
What a fucking loser.
She was like, you're anti-Semitic. I was like, I'm Jewish. She was like, doesn't matter. I was like, but yeah, it's sad that people are that insane.
Yeah, it is sad. But thank God fucking people like you are around. And there's comics around.
And you, man. Thank you for having me. And
dude, absolutely.
Being so nice to me.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll have you on anytime you're in town. Come on. And we'll hang out Saturday night. You got to go check him out, Ben Bankas. Go to his website. Watch his specials on YouTube. Go to mypunchup.live/Robert Kelly. I'm in San Diego. And then I'm fucking done. I'm taking the summer off. I'm fucking out of this fucking shit business. I'm going to be, there's other dates up there. I'm in Tampa, of course. I'm filming, I'm directing Luis Gomez's special at Side Splitters in Tampa. More dates are coming up there. My wife didn't put the fucking dates up there. There's other dates. I don't know where the fuck it is. But anyways, next year I'll be everywhere. What do you guys got over there?
Follow me.
What the fuck was that?
I have COVID. That's what I have.
All right, well, don't cough in the one time you talking to the microphone, you fucking cough into it.
Yes.
You piece of shit.
I have follow me on Instagram at Danny Braff and come to Comedy at Verve in Somerville, New Jersey, the third Thursday of every month.
I want to be booked there again to get that pizza.
Joe had to step out, but I'll plug the cheese show for him.
Who are you?
Zach again. But follow Joe's cheese show. He had to step out. Follow me on Instagram, Zachary Unlimited, Cornballs Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. Zach?
Yep.
Okay.
Zach. I know Zach.
You know him?
Yeah.
From where?
Williamsburg.
Okay.
Comedy Club.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Closed,
yeah, he says he's a big fan of yours.
That's cool.
Danny had no idea who you were. I'm like, you're one of my favorite new comedians.
Oh, that's very nice.
You're going to fucking blow up and not talk to me like Shane. Anyways. All right, so make sure you go there, punchup.live/Robert Kelly. We're going to Patreon right now for questions from you guys for Ben. So if you want to ask questions to any of these guys, go to patreon.com/Robert Kelly, become a member, and then you can get the episode free. You get the extra episode a week with me and the boys, the Tizzy 2, and we also get to ask questions to the guests. So there you go. We're going to there now. We'll see you next week on You Know What, Dude?